We're here with Blair and Stephanie Barna from the Charleston City Paper. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So you're the first dual interview. Let's see how that goes, shall we? So as I discussed with you, we're going to ask you a few questions. Feel free to answer them, not answer them in any way that you like. So, how old are you?
38.
38.
Wow. And political orientation for you?
We're liberal.
Yeah.
Okay. And how
Unless
about,
you've changed on me
No.
recently.
how about your religious orientation or affiliation? Do you have any of those?
We're Unitarians.
Yeah, great. And so, how about your job titles here in Charleston?
I'm the advertising director, and Stephanie's the editor.
Of the Charleston City Paper?
Yeah.
Do you guys have some other stuff that you do out in the community as well?
Yeah, I mean,
In terms of like specific roles?
I don't know about specific roles. So,
General agitator?
Yeah, really.
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and can you talk about your relationship with your local independent community here?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start. I'm pretty active with Low Country Local First with Jamie Haley in that organization, and I'm serving on a committee now to put together the 10% Shift movement here in Charleston. We've been pretty active. I mean, we're built on small business, so from the get-go, that's been huge for us, and particularly lately. We've created a couple of initiatives that are geared towards trying to help local business owners here, and we've tried to be very supportive of arts organizations and nonprofits and starving artists and bands and help them out whenever possible too.
Yeah, I mean, everything about our paper is about local stuff. I mean, it's not, we don't have wire services. The most national we get is, national politics that apply to us locally and movie reviews. So, but everything else is about people who live here and what they're doing.
Great. And how do you view the role of the paper in the community?
I think the paper's a huge part of the community. I mean, the daily newspaper has been loathed and hated in pretty much every community for a long, long time. I think that's part of why daily newspapers are where they are, is because people hated them and they sort of ignored the fact that they were hated. And people love the alternative press. I mean, every day you meet somebody new who says, I love your paper, I couldn't live without it. It keeps me grounded to the community, it keeps me in touch with what's happening, and and that's what we care about. We care about our community, and we're going to help initiatives like the cycling to work and things that will improve our lives on a daily basis, because we live here and we care about our community, and the readers know that, they connect to that.
Great.
It really, I think it's fabric of the community now, and it's interesting because in Charleston, when you're not born in Charleston, at first you almost feel a little bit like an outsider because it's such a historic community that goes back so many generations. And I really think, even personally, it helped us when we started the paper to just immediately just become immersed in the local culture. And I know from a personal standpoint, it's helped me to become what I feel like a Charlestonian now.
Charlestonian, so funny.
Yeah.
Do you know what they call themselves in Buffalo? Buffalonians.
That's a little bit like Bolognians.
It's not, I won't tell them. But kind of you did. So I didn't realize that you founded this paper together?
Yep.
We do. We have a business partner too,
Okay.
Little Murmur Publisher, so it's the three of us who founded the paper.
How old?
13 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's great. Alright, so this is the fun one I was telling you about. If the local independent community in Charleston was an animal, what animal would it be and why?
Wow, that's a really good question.
I know. Sort of slow moving. I would say it's slow moving, but
kind of scrappy.
eclectic.
Yeah, but kind of eclectic. I'm trying to think of what an indigenous, like something. I would say probably like a sea turtle. That might be.
Or an egret.
An egret.
A great blue heron.
Right, kind of moving somewhat cautiously, looking around, but yet, kind of really part of the landscape and crucial to the ecosystem,
Yeah, I think that's better than a turtle. The turtles are like endangered and threatened, and
Well, but that's the thing too, and that's the thing. That's why the local movement's so important, I think. But yeah, I agree. I mean,
How
maybe
about a shrimp?
A shrimp would be excellent. No, a shrimp is great because shrimp is it's local, it's low country, it's
Wild American local caught.
right. It's loved by the community. It's everybody here loves shrimp. It's something that it tastes good, defines our community, and yet we've had to be careful because if
It's threatened.
right, it's threatened. If you over shrimp or you don't pay enough attention to it, or if you buy imported Ecuadorian shrimp as opposed to buying local shrimp from the local shrimpers, then you dramatically endanger our community. So shrimp, that's perfect. Good choice.
Good question, right?
That was a good question.
We thank David Day for that one.
And we found the right answer. I'm glad you hit on that because we were kind of struggling there for a while.
So can you talk about a time when the community lost a business that was a local independent and it felt an effect from it?
Yeah, I mean,
I think Granny's and Cumberland's.
yeah.
That was like a dual.
Granny's immediately came out. It's an interesting story because there was a local clothing store on King Street that was a fixture, Granny's Goodies, and she sold used clothing and just a wide range.
Halloween costumes.
Right, and they had been in business for something like 25 years. And they were the first advertiser actually in the Charleston City paper. Wonderful couple, and just they just kind of got pushed out by kind of rising rents and and places like Urban Outfitters moving in down the street. And Stephanie brings up Cumberland's because what actually happened is there's a local rock music club too that was kind of struggling, and they lost their lease, so they actually moved in together to try to kind of help each other, and they both went out of business.
And now it's an Apple store.
Right. And that's...
it's bittersweet because we love the Apple store, but it was in a space that was, it was sort of the heart of King Street as far as like the indie vibe and, the local shopkeepers. And so that is a huge, because now it's this sleek, modern, before it was sort of this little hippie joint. It was,
I bet I could tell you what the Apple store looks like, actually.
yeah, it really
you
is.
definitely can.
Yeah, obviously I haven't been to Charleston. That's kind of the point, right?
Right.
And they just represented the eclectic nature of Charleston and two businesses that were beloved, that had been around for a long time. And
the owners were big parts of the community, too. And now it's like, you don't see them.
And big supporters of local business. In fact, they had a character, a guy named Josh, who's called Farrah Man because he loved Farrah Fawcett. And he actually did, I think, what was the first kind of buy local sign I ever saw in Charleston, which was kind of this hand-drawn thing, which was like Farrah Man says buy local. Or
Farrah Man loves the store, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like his little endorsement.
And
they're still around town.
Right, and you'll see them around town, and businesses started to put them up. So that was tough. I'm getting choked up just thinking. I'm getting all tingly. Because Lynn Crooks and her husband Steve definitely deserve a lot of credit for having influenced the buy local and the kind of local community feel among businesses in Charleston.
What are they doing now?
I don't know. I think they're raising their pigs on their farm in Hollywood.
Yeah, we haven't really been able to keep track of them. We see them every Halloween. They usually resurface somewhere.
That's Hollywood, South Carolina, by the way.
Right.
Not raising pigs in
Hollywood.
California. They moved to California. That's like Beverly. They packed up their things and they moved to Beverly.